So the Guilty Gear Strive beta, they released their second beta, and as with anything, you have people with mixed opinions. Some saying it's dope, some saying it's great. Some people are already declaring that they're the king of Guilty Gear Strive, and it's just a beta. So we'll go ahead and let the panel get into it, how they felt about it, the things that they noticed that was great changes, stuff that still needs to change, their overall thoughts on it. Starting with you, Mr. Game and Lift, how are you feeling?
I think the beta was an improvement. Mainly the lobby thing. That was the biggest issue, giving us a rematch option in the towers when you're playing against other people trying to rank up. It was I think first to three or something like that, or two out of three, whatever. So you had a limited amount of matches when you're doing a rank up. But if you did play somebody in a park, like your friends, it's unlimited. So that was the biggest improvement from the beta that I saw with the dual stations. That was also an improvement. Saw much. I didn't really see any teleport. I saw some teleporting around, but very minimal. Like I maybe saw one or two people teleport. I don't know what that is called. Maybe just connection issues or whatever. Um, there, however, is a weirdness when you're in the same park as your friend. Like you'll be one place and it's like, oh, I'm readied up, and they'll be like, oh, I'm up here. But you see, it's like you seeing yourselves on different spots of the screen, even though you're in the same lobby at the same time, which is kind of weird. But I mean, it's not too big of an issue. Yeah, the beta, it feels pretty much the same to me. I mean, I played Giovanna; she feels kind of untouched from what I heard and what I experienced. I don't. I will say one thing I didn't like about the game so far is the grab. I think the grabs need to be toned down a bit. They're like super fast, and it's almost like you have to guess. There's no like reaction to tech it. It's almost like you literally have to guess like when they're gonna grab you. And dash grabbing this game is like really good right now. So I would say they would probably tone it down a little bit because it's kind of ridiculous. Like it's almost like if they grab you and you can literally see them like or hear the little sound. It's like a little like you catching them. You still can't react to it to take it. And I don't like the fact that throw is forward and dust. I just think that throw should always be two buttons. Just keep it simple, like Street Fighter 4. There's two buttons, and you tech with the same two buttons. Um, but those are really my only issues. That the throwing and stuff. The game feels good again. There was some slight, changes with the air mobility and stuff, but you get kind of accustomed to it. The back dashes and forward dashes go less distance now. So yeah, I think overall this beta phase is pretty solid. That they made improvements that needed to be made. They can still maybe make a few adjustments, but I think right now we're on our way to a pretty solid game. So I don't really have anything too much to say about it. It was pretty fun experience. It's final beta, so just got to wait till the full game comes out.
When I was playing the game, I was really kind of, first off, I was kind of struck by the fact that they decided, thank goodness, to actually put the stations in the game again. Now, I mean, it's not like that's a new development. That was something that they had already done in past games. But the fact that they decided to save, like basically that was them saving their lobby system by doing that. That was actually really doing that and putting in the rematch function, that was really good because I mean, I've already gone through that, man. I've already gone through that whole process, So we're not going to do that again. But like, I really appreciated that. I did kind of like I mean, so like I said before, this beta it kind of like cements the fact that they're kind of moving away from the whole high flying antics kind of thing that they've had in previous Guilty Gear games. Like everybody's a lot more grounded. It's like it's more based on people kind of not jumping as often. Like they have like the jump the landing delay and stuff like that, so you can get really punished for jumping in the wrong spot. It almost seems like the game, I'm not saying it's tailored towards them, but it's actually it's leaning more towards like me more balanced for characters like Potemkin and Nagoriyuki, characters who aren't necessarily as fast in that regard. So I thought that was kind of cool. The whole thing in the parks where you could match up with your friends an unlimited amount of times, that was really cool. Especially, I mean, even if you you're like me and you're getting bodied a bunch by somebody who plays a really scummy Leo player, but what are you going to do? So I mean, I got to tell you, actually really enjoyed my entire experience playing the beta, except for the beginning when they have like the problem with the R code. If that happens on launch day, I'm going to be very, very, very disappointed. So please make sure that that doesn't happen. Thank you.
The big thing that a lot of people have talked about are the lobbies, and I mean, I'm not going to talk about that because that horse has been beaten to death well enough. I would like to think Arxis knows at this point that somewhere down the line they need to make more changes to the lobbies. But as long as they work on day one, like we're not teleporting all over the place and we're able to match people without too many glitches and whatnot, we don't have like the rank up glitch, because the rank up glitch was the big one for this beta. So hopefully that won't happen. I'll admit, this time around, I didn't play as much of the beta. I spent like maybe 2 hours in the lab just fiddling around with Eno, just because I wanted to see what this version of her was like. I didn't really play online like that, but I did watch a lot of other people play the game, and just from watching other people play it, I have to say that it's just interesting the way that the game is just slowly developing, the changes that they made. I know a lot of people talked about how Soul was like far and away like the best character in terms of he still had the most combo expression and stuff that he could do. And then you had characters like Ramlethal, who people were saying that she was top tier as well. And I guess that leans into another side of things, is that people kind of making tier lists and everything right now for the game, which tier lists are all just for fun. They're not meant to be like taken super seriously, but at the same time, I think there's this feeling, because Guilty Gear Strive is an easier game than previous Guilty Gears, that people think that they've figured it out already, and that's not the case. I mean, I think we've just barely scratched the surface of the game. I was watching somebody a few hours ago just talk about the fact that the Roman cancels in the game, like we hadn't even like touched that system in terms of like doing a combo string, well, a block string, excuse me, doing a block string, and then like RCing, like purple RCing, and then like going like high or low, stuff like that. We haven't even touched the surface of like the high low RC mix-ups and stuff like that. So I think it's too early to say that the game is easy and that we've just figured it out. It's going to take a lot more time, and I think it's just like Dragon Ball Fighters, where when that game came out, people thought, oh, this game is just ABC combo. There's no depth here at all. And now we know with Fighters, like that game has a lot of depth. In fact, there's so many mechanics to Fighters that it can be kind of daunting at this point for any new players to jump in. So overall, I'm just waiting for the final version of Guilty Gear Strive. Like I'll be there on launch day. I think it comes out June 11th. I'll be playing all day that day and from then on. And I'm just looking forward to seeing them look at the feedback and just incorporate the changes into the game and what we get as the final product. So yeah, I already have the game pre-ordered. I'm waiting on it, and so we'll just see how things evolve over time.